Welcome, sweet family. Welcome to Sweet Honey's Life. Today, we are going to be trying a new recipe that I haven't tried in a long time, and that is going to be peanut brittle. So, enjoy. Family, today I am going to do a very exciting recipe for you. It's a recipe that I used to do for the children, and I love to eat it because that was the only way that I was able to eat peanuts. And I am going to be trying some peanut brittle again today. As I said, last time I did it was like super years ago. That was when the children was younger. But I felt like eating it today. So I have my pot on the stove. I am going to put in my sugar. This is 3.5 cups of sugar. With sugar, unfortunately, because the brown sugar causes it to crystallize too much. And I don't really want the brown sugar for this. And then I am going to put in 3/4 cup of water. And then I am going to put in a teaspoon of cinnamon. And I am using powdered ginger today. And I am going to be putting in a heaping teaspoon of ginger. And then I have some grated nutmeg here that I will be putting in as well. I do not have any vanilla essence, but I have some cinnamon essence that I made. And then I have some hibiscus essence or hibiscus extract that I did as well. So I put in that instead of the vanilla, because my vanilla is not ready yet and I did not buy any. So I am just putting in probably a little bit of honey, and then I will stir this all together. I'm going to use my whisk. So oops, I'm making a mess. So let's stir this all together. And I'm not putting in my nuts yet, because so we will let this boil up for about 10 to 12 minutes. When it starts to get the bubbles, I remember my grand used to make candy a lot, and she said when it starts to leave the pan, then you will know it's ready. So we'll look over that and we will see if it leaves the pan. Looking good, family. I lowered the stove. I lowered the stove. So I'm just gonna let that stay there and boil down, do its thing. And then I will put my nuts in it. I like my nuts in it early, but I can soon put my nuts in, and I'm putting in 2 cups of nuts. And these are the nuts that I'm using. I'm just using some cocktail nuts, because I can't eat peanuts like this, but I could eat it in nut sweetie. That's like so weird. Isn't that weird? That's me. But as you can see, family, it is not leaving the side of the pan. It's supposed to leave the side of the pan. That's how my grand did a lot of things, but I was not interested in learning at the time. But I still pick up a thing or two. It's not quite ready yet, but I'm going to put in my peanuts. So I put in 2 cups of peanuts. And then I could let it boil a little bit more. Because for some reason So let's look and see if it's leaving the pan. See, it is leaving the pan a little bit. It still needs a little bit more time, but it is leaving the pan. Y'all can see it. It's not sticking to the pan like how it was. I just don't want it to crystallize. And I know that I put in my peanuts a little early, but I like my peanuts to boil in with the syrup. I don't like to put it in dead after. When you're doing these things, you're not supposed to stir them a lot. So I don't know if maybe I stir it too much. But y'all having a lot of experimenting with me today. Alright, family, I decided not to use the paper. So I'll try throwing it out and see what happens if it crystallizes, because they look crystally. But if it does, we'll try it again another time. Family, this is our peanut brittle. We are going to let it just stay and harden and see how it comes out. I had to put it back in the pan because it crystallized. I put a little cream of tartar with it and then let it boil. And then when it was finished boiling, I stirred for a little bit. And then I am letting it harden now, so we will see how it comes out. After so much trial and error, and some of the peanuts got a little dark because it started to burn to the bottom. But after so much trial and error, this is the end result that we came out with. And if you hear some crackling, I have put some chicken to the back. So let's see. I guess I gotta get a knife. It seems as though we actually have nut sweetie. We gotta use the knife because I chose not to put it back on the parchment paper, but we actually do have some nut sweetie. This is our nut sweetie. So just how I like it. It is not thing, it is bending, so it is chewy. But you know what? I prefer this than it being, I prefer this than it being all sugary. So, oops. So this is it, family. This is our nut sweetie. So if you enjoyed this recipe and had fun doing it with me, just let me know in the comments because, like I said, I haven't done this in so long. I couldn't even remember how to do it. So you have an awesome, awesome rest of the day. Guys, thank you so much for watching. And I hope that you enjoyed this recipe and continue to spread the love and let your light shine.